Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. This time, we are playing WWE Current Day. We are getting ready to run the Raw after WrestleMania. I'm very excited about this series, and hopefully this is one I can keep going for a while, because I have a lot of ideas floating around with what I can do with present-day WWE, and so hopefully I can book it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So this is, as I said, the Raw after WrestleMania. It's a little bit similar to the actual Raw after WrestleMania, but not really. I actually just finished watching the Raw after WrestleMania, and I tried to not really follow what they did. I tried to do my own thing, setting up my own stories and other things that are going to happen. One thing that is the same, though, is I plan to have the WWE draft next week, and they announced the Superstar Shake-Up tonight that it's going to be next week, so kind of funny how that worked out. But I assure you it will probably be very different. So if you don't want spoilers, look away now because we're about to run the show. In a pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Mustafa Ali defeated Aria Davari in 10-15 by pinfall with a reverse 450. Davari performed better than Ali. It was a pre-show match. I just had it in there to get rid of the storytelling component that I needed to do. So 41D, not too bad to start our WWE career. The show opens on Kurt Angle in the ring with the fans cheering, and he says, "Wow, what a special night it was last night. WrestleMania 34 was an incredible event and one of the best WrestleManias I've ever been a part of. Champions were crowned, streaks were broken, and a legend returned. But that was last night, and now a new journey begins. And it is my pleasure to announce that next week, the annual WWE Draft will be held as a two-night event across both Raw and SmackDown. But tonight, we have a jam-packed night of action for you. The Miz will be invoking his rematch clause for the Universal title in our main event. Also, Braun Strowman and Nicholas have vacated the tag titles, and tonight will begin a 4-team tournament to see who will face Sheamus and Cesaro at Backlash to crown our new tag team champions. So let's kick off the night with some cruiserweight action." 77B for good old Kurt Angle. He improvised well. It was a fantastic way to start the show. Got the crowd hotter, strong start, all the good stuff. And then we go to this. In about that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Drew Gulak defeated Kalisto, Tony Nese, and Hideo Itami in 10:33 when Drew Gulak defeated Kalisto by pinfall with a spine splitter. Kalisto was head and shoulders above, and Drew Gulak was the weak link. Really, Gulak at a 19. I actually do have to go in and change some things in the product. One of the major things that I like to do is I don't like to book with a heel-face divide because I feel like it really does constrict what you can do in the context of your show, and I feel like WWE doesn't really have set heel-face divide at this point. There's a lot of people who are tweeners, so we're going to get rid of that. Kalisto had almost a 50. Gulak was terrible. I want Gulak to be over, but he's not. 44D, next segment. A Woken transition begins as a video showing Matt Hardy begins to play. Matt says, "Yes, wonderful. Last evening I procured the title of victor of the Battle Royale of Enormous Wonder number 8, and I did it with my newly woken brother Wyatt." Bray Wyatt emerges from behind Matt and says, "Thank you, Brother Hardy. You have woken me. You have purified me of the obsolete Sister Abigail. I am prepared to serve as one of your woken warriors in the coming Great War." The two look at each other and begin to laugh before the video cuts off. So as an 82B got the crowd hotter, I'm not really sure what to do with the whole broken Matt Hardy Bray Wyatt thing, but I'm sure I'll figure it out as I go. I'm kind of playing it by ear. Not gonna lie. In about that a terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Mandy Rose defeated Dana Brooke in 9:06 by submission. They somehow have great chemistry and it showed in their performance. 41D, Mandy Rose got a 41-33 for Dana Brooke. Happy with that. Roman Reigns comes to the ring among a chorus of boos from the crowd. And he says, last night was eye-opening for me. I thought I stepped up my game. Last night was the most physical match of my career. I hit Brock Lesnar with everything I had, but at the end of the night, I was laying on my back looking up at the lights in a pool of my own blood. You see, last night I learned why they call Brock Lesnar the Beast Incarnate. He's not an animal. He's something entirely different. So now I know that to beat Brock Lesnar, I need to be something entirely different too. I need to elevate my game. I need to increase the physicality. Brock Lesnar, last night we had a match, but at Backlash, I'm challenging you to a fight. I'm leaving my yard and I'm coming to yours. Let's say we do this inside a steel cage, but let's also say there's no escape. Pinfall or submission only. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, steel cage. 2 men enter, one man leaves the Universal Champion. One man leaves with the Universal title. I kind of fucked that up at the end, but that's all right. 84B+, very happy with that for this being just based on Roman Reigns, and I forgot to put Brock Lesnar and his overness. So, great. Roman struggled when going off script, but I gave him a pretty badass script, so I think that's why he got the 84B+. I'm not going to lie. Got the crowd hotter. And about that in subpar wrestling and little heat, Slater and Rhino defeated Miz Taraj in 14:01 when Slater defeated Curtis Axel by pinfall with a smash hit 52D+. This is the first match of our 4 tag team match, so 2 matches. 2 matches tonight, 1 match next week to determine who will face Sheamus and Cesaro at Backlash for the tag team titles. 46 for Slater, 53 for Rhino, and decent performances from the Miz Taraj. But the Miz Taraj are easily dispelled by Slater and Rhino. And they grab mics after the match, and Slater says, "Oh boy, does it feel good to be back chasing gold with Rhino. It's been a while since I got my family our above ground pool, so I'm hoping now that I can get them an above ground hot tub, baby." And Rhino says, "Heath, we got this. Those tag belts are as good as ours." And they shake hands. Heath Slater was superb when working without a script, and Rhino clearly enjoyed the freedom to go off script. 56 C-. So hopefully I can turn them into the stars of the draft again. John Cena's music hits. He makes his way to the ring without his usual swagger. And he says, "For 2 months, I called out The Undertaker. I wanted to face the greatest WrestleMania performer of all time on the grandest stage of them all. Last night, he finally answered the call, and I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up at Survivor Series. I couldn't keep up at the Royal Rumble. I couldn't keep up at Elimination Chamber, and I couldn't keep up with the Dead Man. I don't know if I can keep up anymore. And I'm sorry to all of you I disappointed last night. You deserved so much more from me. But from here on out, I promise to each and every one of you, you will get the absolute best out of John Cena night in and night out. Or you have my word, I'll hang up my boots. So Undertaker, you may have won this match, but we will have a rematch. And next time, John Cena will not lose." He was superb without the script, 100 A-star, exactly what you'd expect out of John Cena. Boom. Calls out The Undertaker for a second match. They don't put a date on it, but John Cena promises to step up his game, and that might be just what he needs. This Undertaker match might be what he needed to really kick him into gear. So, let's see what happens. In a poor match, Nia Jax defeated Mickie James in 8:01 by submission. Nia had a 52, Mickie had a 51. It got a 56 C-. Happy with that. Nia has a mic and says, "See, that's what happens to bullies. Last night it was Alexa, and tonight it was Mickie. You two chose the wrong girl to pick on. I'm not like most girls. I don't just sit there and take it. I fight back. I'll stand up for myself. And that's what brought me the Raw Women's Championship." She got a 55 C-. No specific comments about this segment. So Nia Jax gets a little bit of promo time here after her match, squash match of Mickie, after she beat Alexa last night. We'll see how that story goes. Ronda Rousey does a sit-down interview with Kurt Angle and Michael Cole about their match with the Authority last night and her feelings about debuting at WrestleMania. Rousey struggled, but Cole was masterful. 77 B-. I'm happy with that, just getting Ronda a little screen time, and I didn't really know what to script for her. And about that, a decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Club defeated Titus Worldwide in 11:46 when Carl Anderson defeated Apollo by pinfall with a magic killer. So the Club advances. They will face Rhino and Slater next week to determine who will take on Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team titles at Backlash. 59C. Carl Anderson was the MVP here. Luke Gallows did good. Titus O'Neil not so great, but still a decent segment overall. Curt Hawkins is in the ring with a mic, and he says, "Welcome back to the Star Factory. This past weekend was a historic weekend. We had one of the greatest streaks of all time inducted into the Hall of Fame. We had another fantastic streak broken, and we had the man with the most legendary streak in sports entertainment make a triumphant return. But tonight is the biggest night of all, as my losing streak finally comes to an end. So this is an open challenge to anyone in the back. This is your chance to make it into the history books." 40 D- for Curt Hawkins. Pretty much what I expected. It cooled the crowd a little. And let's see who accepts Curt Hawkins' challenge. It's Samoa Joe in an extremely short match. Samoa Joe defeated Curt Hawkins in 2:36 by pinfall with a muscle buster. It got a 56 C-. Somehow these two also have great chemistry. Joe got a 78, and Curt Hawkins got a 44. So commentary obviously is hyping the return of Samoa Joe during this match and just how dominant he was over Curt Hawkins as Curt Hawkins' losing streak continues to grow. Elias is in the ring under a spotlight and says, "Hello, my name is Elias, and unfortunately, I have to spend another night in this godforsaken city of New Orleans. Now, last night I didn't get to finish my song before John Cena interrupted me, so tonight, who wants to walk with Elias?" Now, tonight there would be no interruption of my. Jeff Hardy's music hits as he makes his way down to the ring. The commentary team hypes Jeff's return and his match tonight with Elias. So this was a planned match. There was probably videos playing earlier in the evening that said Jeff Hardy was going to be returning, so commentary is really getting over Jeff returning from injury. Angle got the crowd hotter. Elias was poor when trying to improvise 65C. Happy with that. In a decent match, Jeff Hardy defeated Elias in 13-10 when Elias intentionally got disqualified. He hits him with the guitar, 66C+. Hardy got a 69, Elias got a 50. I'm very happy with that segment. And now, it is main event time. In a superb match, Seth Rollins defeated The Miz in 21-19 by pinfall with a pedigree. Seth Rollins makes defense number 1 of his WWE Intercontinental title, so I'm going to have to change the pedigree to the curb stomp. He got an 86, Miz got a 77. It was an 80B for the match, and I'm very, very happy with that. And Rollins grabs a mic after the match and says, "Last night I made history. I finally became a Triple Crown champion in WWE. I won the Intercontinental Championship, one of the most prestigious titles in the history of sports entertainment, and tonight marks my first defense of the title. And let me tell you, I'm very excited about that. By the time my reign is over, Seth Rollins' name will be up there among the biggest names to hold this title. My reign will top them all. So take those record books, take that list of greatest Intercontinental champions, and burn it down. Because the only name you need to associate with this title from now on is Seth freaking Rollins." 94A to end the show. Oh, the show ends with Seth Rollins holding the title high in the ring. So 94A to end the show. Seth friggin' Rollins is the Intercontinental Champion, and he plans on making that belt once again the most relevant belt in WWE. So we're going to end the show, see what we got. We got an 83B+. I'm happy with that. Increased our popularity in 26 regions. Now, let's see what we got on TV and all that stuff. I'll cut to that for you guys. So the Raw after WrestleMania was a sellout in the Cajun Dome in Louisiana, presumably in New Orleans. I'm not sure where it is, but I'm going to assume it's in New Orleans. 12,121 people showed up to this show. It got a 22.65 on TV. That's almost 17 million viewers and an 83B+. I am extremely happy with that show. So I want to thank you guys for watching this premiere episode of WWE on my channel. I will see you guys in the next episode, which will be Tuesday Night SmackDown or SmackDown Live. I guess they don't refer to it as Tuesday Night SmackDown. It's just SmackDown Live at this point. So I will see you guys at SmackDown Live. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.